What is up, and welcome back to another episode of So There's That. I'm your hostess doing the mostest, Kivanchi, and we are here with the final episode of season 2 of Found, Missing While Dying. This one is bittersweet. I hope I'm able to come back to this show for a season 3 on another network, as NBC has chopped like 5 shows to make room for the NBA's 180-hour primetime request. The people over at Warner Brothers Discovery is shopping the series around. This was not one of those things where the ratings weren't doing anything or anything like that. It just really seems like it was all business. And it's sad because the cliffhanger at the end of this episode is insane. And I just refuse to accept that they are going to leave us here. So, other networks do something, or if Peacock can just pick it up as a streaming service show, that would be great, because then at least it can still stay within the NBC Universal family and everybody can still watch it on Peacock like we already do right now whenever we want to binge it and watch it all over again. So that is my plea to the networks. Peacock is an amazing streaming service, one of the better ones. The big ones better watch out, because Peacock, Tubi, and Plex, like they are doing the thing. And shout out to NBC for even partnering with Peacock, or creating it. I don't know which one came the first, the egg or the chicken, but loving everything that they do and all their content over there. No, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I do all of this stuff for free because I simply enjoy it and I'm passionate about it. And so if I'm passionate about it and I want to keep seeing it, then I'm gonna bring it up, you know what I'm saying? But missing while dying. Okay, let's get into it. Listen, some people was mad that people didn't have sympathy for what's that man name? Margaret's husband, Dale, I think is his name, or Daryl. Because sir, I still don't have no sympathy for you in this episode. Like, I get it, you haven't seen your son. He done got kidnapped again, y'all. It is crazy. It is crazy. But what bothers me a lot about Daryl is that in this situation, in the flashback scenes, because again, we've only ever seen him from Margaret's point of view, other than now, right? We're getting a present day interaction. You wasn't this hype and energized to find him before. And so now you're hyped and energized to find him now, and you're saying, you got my son kidnapped twice. And Margaret had to remind him, first off, it's our child. But you wasn't acting like it was our child when you was calling me crazy and blaming me the first time. And in this, you really get that admission of where a lot of Daryl's energy came from. He blamed Margaret. He blamed her. So not only was she blaming herself, he was blaming her too. And whether he said it openly or not, how he felt on the inside absolutely was being displayed within that marriage. His daughters got to see it, whether he said anything to them or not. Kids are not stupid. They're watching how you treat their mother. They're watching how you're moving on, and they're going to move and treat her based on the ways that you are doing it. So like I said before, while Taylor took the route of feeling bad, Rachel didn't want to see her mom anymore. She's believing that something really is wrong with her mom, that her mom is crazy, that she's broken, or that she needs to move on, or that she needs to let go, and all of those other things. 2 kids experience the same thing. They can absolutely have different outcomes of how they're going to treat their mom, but it's definitely modeled on how the other parent is treating them in that too. So I love that Margaret stood up to him and was like, you're literally making things worse. This is my job. I got into this job while looking for Jamie, but trust and believe that I know what I'm doing and I'm the professional. You did not trust me then, and that was a problem. So I'm going to need you to trust me now. And so I love their energy in the scenes together. I love that even though we really never really saw them together for real, when we met, they was divorced. The actors brought, I can tell when they sat down and they talked about the backstory and they talked about the things that's in them, in the scene, things that are unsaid. What is unsaid is their love for each other. What is unsaid is their apologies to one another for blaming each other and not being there for each other when they lost Jamie and becoming enemies. Like you could just tell in that fight, this fight, this time, felt like a fight for them to finally be on the same page instead of breaking apart. So even with Margaret telling him, like, our son, like she's delivering it angrily, but she's like, I don't have a claim on him and neither do you. We made him together. And so now you have to trust me so that we can find him together. So it was really like a battle of love, but while also telling him about himself and allowing him to put that horse aside that he done climbed high up on so that he can see her for the woman that he fell in love with and had 3 kids with, instead of looking at her as the woman who lost his kid twice. So definitely like a powerful scene. I can tell, like as an actor, I can tell their backstories, their energy, and the thing that was present in there. They brought that in the room, in the scene. Loved it so much. Now Lena, deranged, is still trying to fight for Sir. Like, girl, the loyalty is crazy. That man done looked you in your face this season and told you that you are dumb. You're not as smart as Gabi. Like, he does not forgive you for killing Christian. He already believed that you poisoned Gabi. Like, he ain't got no faith in you, girl. So why are you still doing all these things and trying to get Gabi to confess to the truth and say all of these things and try to use her as a pawn to trade and choose between her and Jamie? And what's so interesting is that everybody's like, all right, man, cool. And Margaret's like, no, you're not going to give yourself up for my child. This girl is crazy. Who's to say that she ain't gonna kill both of y'all? Like, we need to come up with something else because this is not it. And the growth in Margaret this season and that turn of events, because I said at the beginning, I can just tell that Margaret and Gabi just developed a sisterhood with each other that's much different than Gabi and Lacey. Gabi and Lacey have a shared trauma from the exact same person. And in season 1, you could really tell that there was a love and there was a friendship between Gabi and Margaret, like a reciprocal older sisterhood. And then it got shattered. And then it all came back together. And so since then, Margaret's really been going hard for Gabi and really pushing for Gabi to forgive herself and to stop going out on these rogue missions. Like, Margaret was pissed that Gabi made herself sick and to go into the hospital. She's like, girl, what are you doing? And so I genuinely love that. Well, everybody else, obviously, we don't follow Gabi. We trust you. We do all these other things, and that is great. But Margaret's like, you need to stop this. And in this, again, that sisterhood, the M&A really coming back together and just being the best that they've been across both seasons. I really, really, really enjoy that. Meanwhile, Sir is spiraling inside of this jail. But you know who else is rotting in jail? Carrie. And Margaret walked up in there and was like, girl, tell me about my son. You kidnapping ass B.I. And she's like, oh, my baby. Because your real baby, I can befriend him. And you will never see him again. So you better get the talking. Get the talking. Because I own you right now. Like, I love that so much. And back last week, like I said, with Lena, you kidnapped the wrong person. Because when that phone call came, you thought you had the upper hand. Meanwhile, they talking code long enough for Jamie to do what needs to be done. Because not only is Margaret not going to have her son be taken from her a second time, he ain't getting taken a second time. This ain't taking number two. We're not making the same mistakes again. We're not doing that. And I love how Jamie's flashback in the last episode really props up this moment for him. While it didn't necessarily show him fighting anybody in the last episode, he knows how to read people. And we've really been watching him kind of in that growth. But to see him facing a potential kidnapper on his own in a space where he didn't have anybody around him, Jamie was able to use all the stuff that he's already learned with M&A and to still be in a dangerous situation one-on-one and know and trust himself enough to get out of it. And that is what he did, because Lena was staring down the barrel of a gun, baby. You got the right and the wrong one on today. You got the right and the wrong one on today. They were not playing. They're not playing with you. So Gabs ends up going and, she talks Jamie down. She like, listen, you are a bright young man and you have come so far. And I am so sorry that these fucked up ass women keep coming out here and giving you all of this damn trauma. But you have a mom, you have a family waiting on you. You got us, you got everything that you need so that we can help you get through all of these things. And Margaret even told Daryl in this episode, she's like, I'm not trading Gabi for him because Gabi is helping him. They have the same kidnapping type story and their relationship and their closeness in the times where Gabi just sits with him in his space and allows him room to breathe or speak whether he wants to or not, has been the catalyst to bring him back to his mother, has been the catalyst in helping him get through the feelings of loving his kidnapper and not feeling guilt for that, not having run away when he could have. Like, these are the things that Gabi feels the most of all of them, because Zeke was kidnapped by somebody he loved and a family member, but he hasn't said anything. So the only person that's really open about this and still is getting tortured and traumatized by her kidnapper is Gabi. So it makes sense that Gabi is the one able to talk Jamie down and give her the gun, because I don't think that would have happened with anybody else, to be honest. Jamie would have shot her. But he was able to get out, and Gabi is talking to Lena like, girl, I still cannot believe that you are having this blind loyalty to your brother. Like, girl, you are here because of this man. Be smart. Like, the fuck? And Lena's like, it seems like she's taking it in, but Gabs leaves her in there with this gun. She's like, listen, I'm gonna go. So, you can either run after me and shoot me in my back, or you can escape out the back door and do what you will with your most pathetic ass life. Like, it is what it is, but I'm out of here, girl. I'm done. I am done. And Gabi makes it outside, and here go Lena coming with the gun cocked, and who's waiting for her? Margaret's little side quest plan and all of the cops. Baby girl, you are going to jail, going directly to jail. You are not passing go. You are not collecting $200. You do not have the get out of jail free card, and ain't nobody landing on that little slot with the money to help get you out. You are done. So we got a wrap on Lean, okay? And Gabi still gets her ass up here in this press conference and admits to kidnapping Sir and keeping him in her basement for 9 months. And I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But the biggest cliffhanger, Sir was found dead in his prison cell. So there's that, y'all. Season 2 finale of Found. Oh, it's so bittersweet. I almost don't want to end this video. My God. My God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Sir being dead, I would have never guessed that. And I don't know if I ever brought this up about him like dying. I cannot see a show continuing without him, even though I know this is not the first show to kill off like one of their main characters. Like, obviously, it's not the first show to do this, but having him like what looks to be like a confirmed death, I just did not see this coming. But storyline wise, right? While I cannot stand this whole, oh, I'm Gabi, oh, I did such a bad thing and I'm such a bad person and I'm a hypocrite. This really complicates things with her confession because, right, this could be looked at from Sir's point of view as still giving her an out, thus leaving her with the guilt that she feels. Because the first time she admitted it and turned herself in, Sir sat in front of the camera and was like, Gabi is lying. She did none of those things. I would never say anything about Gabrielle. Like, no, not my precious Gabrielle. She could never do anything wrong. So if Sir found out about the decision for Gabi to do the press conference and actually admit to kidnapping him, they would still need to get the story from him to corroborate the truth. And if he kills himself, she still won't go to jail because they will not have a witness to corroborate the story. And at this point, I don't think anybody in M&A will say anything about it either. And I don't think Trent is going to say anything either. So at the end of it, they still won't have any evidence. And this could be Sir's final chance at keeping her out of jail. But this is going to push us down a path of a type of guilt that Gabi has, that we have not seen from Gabi yet. And with that, if we get season 3 picked up somewhere, I would really love to see more flashback episodes, like complete flashback episodes of when she first met Mr. Evans and how their relationship developed over time, how she became a favorite, how she became to love him, times where she confided in him about her dad's alcoholism and his neglect, times of her going home and her dad wasn't there, so the only person she had to talk to was him. We could literally use like a solid 3 episodes out the gate showing young Gabi and Mr. Hugh Evans and how that relationship between them got established in order to hit home the guilt that she will absolutely feel at knowing that he killed himself, and he did it because he loved her and because he knew it was the ultimate sacrifice to keep her from going to jail because he deserved to get kidnapped by her in the first place. As a writer, that's where I would go with this. Because it's a nice way to really do like the self-torturing. But if we do like the solid 3 episodes of a flashback, we can really get like, you know, the current day Gabi truly seeking therapy that's not Caillou, where she talks about their relationship for real. Not the whole, Hugh Evans has been torturing me and tormenting me for the last 20 years. Not that. The only way Gabi is going to let go of this guilt is if she faces the fact that she loved him too. She's fighting it, and it's eating her up. And that's the thing that she has in common with Jamie that she refuses to admit to herself. Jamie can at least admit that he loved Carrie. She has to admit that she loved him. And until she does that, this is going to eat her up. Until she does that, she will look at his sacrifice as like a target towards her or an attack on her. She won't look at it for what it is. He would have always killed himself for her. always. And she's running away from what made him stick to her in the first place. The other thing with Lena, I didn't like how Lena was wrapped up, to be honest. She should have got her ass beat. Like, oh my God, like we really needed a fight scene. Margaret should have rolled up when she walked outside with that gun and clocked her clean in her face, bro. Like Lena got away way too clean for me. I don't want to see nothing next season with her in jail and the questioning. And I don't want to see none of that. Wrap it up. We don't want to see Lena no more. She's in jail. Bravo. Goodbye and good day. Unless she getting jumped in prison, I don't want to hear about it. She got let off way too easy. Don't like it. And if we get a third season, I really want more backgrounds, more cases that trigger Zeke and Dhan, especially because this episode, Dhan's past and the reason he was kidnapped for years came flying in his face. So we got Gabi, we got Sir a little bit, we got Lacey. We're gonna need to anchor Zeke and Dhan in a way that Margaret, Lacey, Gabi, and Sir were anchored in this series. And I think that's gonna come through cases that trigger Dhan and Zeke. We already got Dhan's old wounds being opened back up. So maybe we can go through like some nightmares or something where he's waking up in the middle of the night sweating and, you know, confronting his past. Maybe he had to do some dark things before Gabi found him and got him out. But I think we can definitely explore what makes him the killer in the group in the first place. And with Zeke, I want to see his kidnapping and his agoraphobia. Like I would love to see like the growth of what that was, especially because he was not like that prior to his kidnapping. But yeah, those are my wants, my needs, my hopefuls for season 3. It has been a fun ride all season. 22 episodes on NBC every Thursday. I was gonna say without fail, but you know, they took a couple of breaks, but y'all know what it is. Found is an excellent series. Keep binging it, keep talking about it, keep it in rotation. Like I said, I hope Peacock picks it up as a streaming series specifically, which means we might go back to 10 to 13 episodes a season. Instead of like a full ordered season. I would hate to see it on another network, but if I had to pick a network, I would say Fox, because they took over 911. Wait, was it Fox? No, not Fox, ABC, because they took over 911 from Fox. So ABC, I think, would be a good place for it, as far as a network is concerned, as far as like broadcast network. As far as cable goes, maybe Showtime. Maybe I think HBO is got a lot going on right now. But I think Showtime would be a good place for cable, like premium cable, or just keep it in the family at NBC and just put it direct to Peacock, like y'all do so many other shows, and that'll be that. And with that, we are going to wrap up this episode. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave comments in the comments box below. For my audio only listeners, make sure you're sharing the Spotify and the Apple Podcast link with your friends and your family and your coworkers. You can also find me on Instagram at So There's That Podcast, where I post entertainment, film, and TV news and updates. A lot of fun things is happening right now, so keep your ears to the streets like I'm doing, and if it's too much, just go on over to my Instagram page and you will find out some of the latest news. I also share that news and pop my shit on Twitter at Kivanshi, and you can also find me on TikTok, where I do short form reviews on different shows that I do not cover on the podcast at Kivanshi. And with that, I will catch y'all in the next episode.